today, so please just bear with me. Just get the whole thing up again. Okay, my name's Alan Chandler. I was invited to deliver this lecture by Gavin, Julie, Michael, Dinesh, and Rian.
Ryan.
Sorry?
Ryan.
Ryan. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Julie's just a little introduction. That was my first paragraph, so I can scrap that. Now I'll just move straight on to paragraph 2. Sort of taken away half my speech already. But just to, I'll go through it anyway. Just by way of introduction, I have my own curious practice just down the road in Rondebosch. This is the first time I've ever spoken to a group of students like this. It's the first time I've been back to this faculty in a number of years. So please bear with me if I sound a bit anxious at first. Maybe it'll get a bit better later. Sorry, I'm in a picture of it. I thought I would start off just by showing you a cartoon here. This is something that I cut out of a RRCS journal many years ago. The quantity surveyor is obviously standing in the kitchen, chatting to an engineer probably, and there's a wild party going on in the rest of the house. The quantity surveyor's always had an image of being a bit dull and boring. We've always been the accountants in the building industry, and I don't know if many of you remember the Hudson Beer advert with all the boring accountants in their grey suits and they all go wow when they get their beer, something like that. But, we've always been portrayed as being dull and boring. And things have changed over the years. The world's gone from one economic crisis to another. The most noticeable being in about 2008, or in recent years anyway, 2008, when the world suffered a sort of financial meltdown. Unfortunately, in South Africa at the time, we were busy preparing for the 2010 World Cup. And the construction industry here anyway was experiencing quite a boom. After the World Cup, things quietened down a hell of a lot. Industry went into probably one of the biggest and most prolonged slumps that I can recall anyone. I mean, we had been to slumps in the 70s, I think, and probably sometime in the 80s. But the slump that we experienced straight after the World Cup, and we're still in a slump today, probably one of the most long and drawn out slumps in the industry. And it's in times like this that the role of the quantity surveyor becomes very important. A lot of emphasis is placed on financial issues, particularly in the building industry, and there's a big emphasis placed on effective and efficient cost control in the building industry, any building project. And the QS profession has emerged as a vital component in the success of any building project. I will deal with effective and efficient cost control of the today. Right, and I don't need to read. I just thought I'd highlight the 6 stages of the building project. Just talking to Gavin earlier, I think you guys have been through these stages, and in fact the course is constructed around it and developed around these 6 stages. I'm going to just focus mainly on stage 5, the construction activities. What I wanted to say first of all is that although we define the stages like this, it's not as though one stage starts and then you get to the end of that stage and then the next stage starts. You get to the end of that stage and the next stage starts. What quite often happens, for example, is the design and development stage. The the design and development stage flows into stage 4. And you already start in documentation and procurement before the design and development is actually complete. And stage 5 might start. Stage 5 might start construction, you begin construction, but there are still elements of the design that have been done. And there are still bits of documentation that have been done at the time. So, although we respect it like that, they do tend to flow into each other. The stage 6, the closeout, which I was putting brackets, final account, because that's what our involvement is. Our final account process really starts when construction starts. Once they dig the foundations, we measure the foundations, and once the concrete structure is built, you will have measured the concrete structure. You can basically start agreeing with the final account with the contractor as soon as a certain element is done. There's no harm in agreeing with the final account for the excavations, for the concrete, before the rest of the building is complete, for example. So I'm just trying to tell you that the stages do flow into each other. Right. We have to talk about the construction stage. For the purpose, I was going to read from my notes, it's easier now. For the purposes of this lecture, I'm going to assume that your project, that you've safely and successfully gone through stages 1 to 3. As I said earlier, they might not be totally complete, but you've gone through stages 1 to 3. The client and the professionals, you would decided on what you're going to build, decided on the final design. The architect's drawings have all been prepared and finalized. The drawings are submitted to the local authorities for approval, have been approved. So we've gone through that design development stage there. As a quantity surveyor, you've prepared the tender documentation, you've prepared bills of quantities. That's your documentation. Procurement stage, you've gone out to tender. When you go out to tender, obviously, depending on the size of the project, you'll probably invite a few contractors who you think are most capable of doing the work successfully. If it's a house project, you'll invite a couple of well-known house builders. Maybe if it's a slightly bigger project, you focus on the medium-sized builders. And if it's a large-scale development, then you will invite the big 5 contractors in Cape Town, or wherever the project is. But you'll select a list of contractors who are most suited to do your project. So, at stage 4, your documentation, the bills of quantities, procurement, you go out to tender, tender's closed, you get your prices in. Hopefully they're on budget. And as a quantity surveyor, you don't have to explain to the client why the prices are now way over what you anticipate. That does happen. And it might take a little bit of redesign, with some of the things, change the roof structure, select cheaper finishes or something like that. You might have to do a little bit of value engineering. And assuming that you've gone past that stage now, got your tenders in, you're on budget, you've adjudicated all the tenders, you selected the guy who you think is most capable of doing the work, he's giving you the best offer. It might not necessarily be the lowest price, but the guy who submits the lowest price might have qualified his tender. He might have said, I can't do it in a year, it's going to take me 2 years to do it, which is obviously no good. So, not necessarily the lowest tender will get the job. The next, you might have to negotiate with the second one. Let's assume you've done that, and you selected your contractor. You issue him a letter of acceptance. Usually comes from the principal agent, might be the architect or the project manager. Sometimes the quantity surveyor is the principal agent. And of course, your project finance is important that your project finance is in place. You can't bundle ahead and do a big commercial project if the developer hasn't secured his finance, backed by a bank loan or wherever he gets his finance. So, those are 10 things I just mentioned. let's assume that everything is in place and the client pushes the green button, you're ready to go. So you're going to hand over the site to the contractor. Good. So what happens at site handover? Everybody gets together. Yes. I just thought I'd add this little bit here. The site handover usually takes the form of a meeting on site. And everyone involved in the project usually attends. Because it's quite a happy affair. The professional team might have been working on this project for months. Certainly months, sometimes even years. I'm involved in one particular project which I think we've been working on for the last 10 or 12 years now. We're hoping that maybe this is going to be the year the job starts. For various reasons, we've gone through redesigns, changes, delays, and whatever. What happens, site handover is a happy affair. All those months of working on the project, all the design that you've been doing, all the estimates that you've been preparing, all the feasibilities, bills of quantities, tenders, negotiations with the contractor, all comes to a head. And you finally get to hand over the jolly site to the contractor and the bulldozers move on. Really quite a happy affair. The contractor is usually represented by the MD of the company, he could be there, or at least the contracts director. He brings along his contract manager, and the guy is going to be the site agent or the foreman. The client may be present, he comes along, mainly because he wants to have his photograph taken with the hard hat on the site and the silver spade in the ground. And then all the professional team are there, the project managers, the architects, QS engineers, health and safety consultants. So what do? We identify the boundary pegs and the benchmark. Benchmark, I think, dated from the level at which the building is going to be built from. It might be the top of a nearby manhole cover or something like that. It's very important when you identify the boundary pegs to have the land survey there. There are some urban legends, some of them aren't urban legends, some of them are true, it's subject to court cases. I was talking to a land surveyor just recently who said it's very important that he's at the site handover. If he cannot identify the correct boundary pegs, point them out to the contractor. He said, he mentioned some projects where a building had been built on the site next door. Or a building has been built and it actually encroaches on the 3 adjacent properties. And those sort of incidences are subject now to court cases. So I know of a building they got the datum wrong and it's been built 500 mil too low, I think, which has got all sorts of implications as far as stormwater drainage and all that sort of thing around it. So it's very important that the site handover that you always blame it on the land surveyor if he makes a mistake, but at least have the land surveyor present so you can identify the boundary pegs, point them out to the contractor. Then it becomes the contractor's responsibility to maintain those pegs, make sure he doesn't drive his bulldozer over them, or the truck parking away the materials or delivering the bricks doesn't drive over the boundary pegs. The other thing that we do is point out any existing services. There might be a telecom cable or a fiber optics cable running across part of the site. There might be existing buildings on the site where people are going to be working in during construction. So a lot of the stuff should be covered in your tender documentation. When you go out to tender, the contractor is made aware of these sort of things. So it's not as though it's new to him, aware that there are telecom cables on the site, that there is a big power line running across the site, that existing buildings are going to be occupied. There might be some trees on the site, which you want a nice old oaks or whatever it is. You want to keep them, protect them. You've got to put a hoarding around them, make sure it doesn't damage the trees. place your tentative documentation in the bills of quantities when you told the contractor of these sort of issues. We will discuss specific site access, egress routes, trucks onto the parking main road or whatever. Sorry, there was that one like that. You also give the contractor the set of approved drawings. They're all supposed to operate on site with a set of council approved stamped drawings. So in case the building inspector asks, they're all working according to drawings that have been approved. Look between you and me, I think it's quite well known that quite often doesn't happen. In reality, you might start on site and the architect is still scrounging around trying to get his design approved by the council, trying to get his drawings approved, and the project does sometimes start without approved drawings. The risk is compliance risk. If the council is stopping from building, there's going to be delay claims and that sort of thing. It's always better to try and get your drawings approved before you start. That doesn't always happen. Then we have the site possession certificate. There's a sample of the site possession certificate. Just gives the details of the project, what the site is, the employer, contractor, principal agent. Some note about the pegs and the benchmark being handed over, and the contractor's representative signs it to acknowledge acceptance. Just to comment on the site possession, it's always something that's confused me, to be honest. The contractor takes possession of the site. We just get it right. But it's not to be confused with ownership. He doesn't actually own the site. He takes possession, which means he is responsible for what happens on the site. Accidents, injuries, what his subcontractors do, he is responsible. So he takes possession, he takes responsibility, but he doesn't take ownership. Right. So, am I sort of rambling on too quickly, or is it making sense? Maybe you got a job for me for it sometime. My spare time. Just to go back to the site handover. You're handing over the site to the contractor, the project started. But at the same time, when it's all that's taking place, you've got to get your contract documentation in place. Now, ideally, the contract documentation should be prepared and signed before site handover. Again, in reality, it sometimes happens and it sometimes doesn't happen. Some projects have gone on 6 months before the contract documentation is finally signed and sorted out. That is not a good idea. It's always better to at least get your ducks in a row and have your contract documentation sorted out before sites are handed over. I did bring a little file with me here, which I can show you afterwards if you like, but this is a job that we did some time ago. I prepared the contract documentation, I put it all in a file. It's all your JVCC contract. What else have we got in here? Standard preliminaries from the association, which is all filled in neatly. Our price bill of quantities, preliminaries, the price bill of quantities, and all our annexes, our guarantees, and that sort of thing at the back. If you want to have a look through that later. Price bill of quantities, the signed form of tender, the letter of appointment, which I mentioned to you earlier. You told the contractor congratulations, you decided to review the contract. You've got to get from the contractor, he will give you a copy of his insurance policies. He's got to insure the work. He's got to have a full risks policy, which covers all his thefts and all that sort of thing. And his contractor's workers' insurance, compensation insurance, public liability insurance in case of break falls off the scaffolding, drops on somebody's head who's walking past. We will provide a construction guarantee that's formally put into the contract. Until the contract is intended that is successful, it's got to provide a guarantee in terms of the JVCC condition of the contract. We might ask you to sign his waiver of lien form, which means he doesn't take ownership of I'm confusing myself. He can't take possession of the property. He takes possession, he doesn't take ownership, he can't take claim to the property. He hasn't got a lien on the property. This is important. The bank, for example, is providing the finance. They don't want the contractor, if he's not paid, to say that he's not going to hold on to the site. I'm not going to go into contract drawings again. They should be signed and included in the contract documentation. And any other relevant documentation or annexes that you might require from the contract. But again, prior to site handover, if possible, get your contract documentation in place. Right. So, we've handed over the site. Contract documentation is in place. We've handed over the site. The job starts. We're now in the construction phase, construction stage. And what does the quantity surveyor have to do? He's the guy that's going to now control the finances of this project. And how do we do it? I should have put a slide up there as well, but I'll just have to talk about it. But essentially, financial control from the quantity surveyor, we'll attend site meetings, we'll do monthly valuations. I think you've had another guest lecturer, or you're getting another guest lecturer to talk about monthly valuations. So I don't have to talk too much about that. I'll just do something as a standard. Quantity surveyor will attend site meetings, we'll do monthly valuations. We price any variations. There's not one job, I think, that's ever been done in the entire world that hasn't had some sort of change somewhere along the line. So there will be changes. I can just tell you from my own experience, you go to the first site meeting and the architect will stand up and say, guys, we spent 3 years designing this building, there it is, there will be no changes. Well, you can bet your bottom dollar that at the next site meeting, you'll have variation number 1. So, certainly, we have a monthly valuations, we have to incorporate cost of variations. And then, of course, there are the cost reports, financial meetings, and those sort of things which happen during the course of the time. I'll talk about cost reports in a minute. Financial management, attending site meetings, monthly valuations, cost estimates for the variations, and there could be quite some substantial cost estimates. You might end up building a school, and halfway through the project, they decide, well, in fact, we're not going to use the sports school. We'd rather have 10 extra classrooms. So the project can change quite dramatically. It's not just a case of changing vinyl flooring to carpets or aluminum in timber or something like that. Different type of roof sheeting or adding insulation. It could be quite significant change. Okay. Site meetings. I just thought I'd touch on these site meetings. Attending site meetings. Many years ago, the flow of information wasn't quite as quick as it is today. A site progress meeting used to take place maybe once a month. And as QS, you'd be all too off to our regular monthly site meeting. These days, things have changed. The flow of information is a lot quicker. Contractors can build a lot faster. So a site progress meeting, I would think on most projects these days, they have it once every 2 weeks. So twice a month, you're sitting in a site meeting. Apart from site meetings, there are technical meetings. meeting is a technical meeting. Or every alternate week we have a technical meeting. And there they're going to talk about, go back to site meetings. Site progress meetings rather are, you'll discuss the progress on site. How is the contractor going against his program? Is he behind? Is he ahead? If he's behind, what are the reasons for the delays? Is it a lack of information from the architect or a lack of information from the engineer? Those are normally the people that get it in the neck. The architect and the engineer, because they're not delivering drawings or information quick enough. But the causes of the delays are to be addressed, and the contractor will have a request for outstanding information. I can't build unless you told me what you want to show or what you want to do. Architects have got to do some detailed drawings of the site and say this is how you put the roof on or whatever it is. But essentially, that is what a site meeting will be all about. There might well be some technical meetings in between site meetings where instead of focusing on program progress, the more nitty-gritty, the technical stuff will come inside. Mr. Architect, the contractor will say, you issued this drawing that shows this, going into that, but what's holding this part of it up or something like that. So technical aspects are discussed. You might well be involved in design meetings. Now, a design meeting, as I said to you earlier, if you recall, the stages of construction flow into each other. You might be building and there might be certain aspects of the design that haven't been resolved yet. I'll give you an example just off the top of my head. But it might well be that the roof is on already and they haven't finalized certain aspects of, let's call it auditorium in a university building or a lecture hall or something like that. So there could be design meetings going on while the job is under construction. Other meetings, just as a matter of interest, subcontract meetings, quantity surveyors, we don't normally attend these sort of things. It's usually just the contractor and the subcontractors. They will meet on a regular basis. The contractor will dash out of all the subcontractors, work them into shape, they will work faster or harder or something, and you'll find out what their problems are if they've got any issues. Also, toolbox talks these days is quite an important thing that addresses the health and safety aspects of it. And health and safety on building sites these days is really becoming quite important. So the contractor will meet with the subcontractors. Quite often he meets with the subcontractors before a site meeting or before a technical meeting, so that the contractor can come to the site meetings when it's technical meeting and say, look guys, I've got a problem with my scene, the subcontractor, he doesn't have the information. And then of course, we had a cost report of financial meetings. What I want to say about this cost report of financial meetings, I've listed here quite surveyor, client, principal agent, and architect. For me personally, a cost report or a financial meeting is a fairly confidential matter. It's not something that we publish and issue to all the parties in the, on the project. It's a matter between, really, it's a matter for the client. Obviously, the quantifier is involved, which is about that prepares it, and then usually the principal agent or architect. But it's not something that you get the contractor involved in, or all the engineers, the health and safety consultant, for example. This is the business end of the project. Guys, we've now issued this instruction. It's going to cost us another R1 million onto the bottom line. Mr. Client, are you aware of that? Are you happy with that? Can you find the finance? You've got to either go back deep into your own pocket, or go back to your the financial institution until you need additional funds. Otherwise, you've got to make another plan. Don't pull that whatever it's costing extra million, or look for a saving somewhere else. Can we do a bit of cost engineering? Can we put a cheaper roof on, or a cheaper full finish, or do we have to spend another R1 million upgrading the swimming pool? Okay. Right, so we tackled all our meetings, and then I want to get on to cost reports. Documents, cost reports, some examples. Okay, and it's been rebuilt. And what you don't see is that down at the back here, there's a huge underground basement bucket and another wing on that side of the house there. And the big swimming pool going in here, which is quite a structural element. It's a big concrete box which is costing about 300,000 rand, even before the pool contract starts. Anyway, I'll show you a little bit more on that one. What I want to say is that cost reports should be prepared on a monthly basis. Different projects have got different requirements. This is a cost report for a house. I mean, we do cost reports on big commercial projects, big hotel projects, blocks of flats, whatever. But so each project has got its own specific requirements in terms of the information that you have to present and the information that you don't. I mean, I would normally have an information sheet in the beginning of the cost report where you give the address of the project and the site and the earth number and the name of the client, but and the name of the contractor, I suppose, and maybe the name of the principal agents. But for a project like this, I mean, I really don't have to tell the client where his house is situated. He knows his own address and he knows his own property, so I don't like to fill it with all sorts of unnecessary information. But what I want to say is, what I've said is that a cost report, you tailor the cost report to suit the project. This is just a sample of what along a residential project. But at least you should prepare your cost report probably on a monthly basis. I tend to try and do it every month. We do our valuation, and I try to produce a cost report straight after that, while everything's still fresh in my head. Any changes that I'm aware of, any additional costs that I'm aware of, any savings. Once you've done the valuation, you know where we're heading again, and you can prepare a cost report. The cost report, let's just move on. Yeah. This is the summary page. Cost report should, in your first column, have the approved budget. Now, what I've got here, can you read that, I suppose? You don't have to worry about the figures, but I'm just showing you the layout. I've got the approved budget. In this case, the approved budget might not necessarily be, but in this case it is, the contract sum. That is where we started. That figure there, that was our contract sum. I thought you said it for... You can. The first column is our approved budget. It might have been the budget that was approved before the project started. In this case, once we got our 10%, we chose our lowest contractor, we said, okay, the approved budget now is the tender sum, tender price. And that was our approved budget, excluding that. We've had since had a few direct contacts with Preply. I'll talk about those now. Then we also, in this cost report, we show the municipal fees. There was a model cost, they built a nice model of the project before we started. And then the professional fees in here as well, the architect, the QS, the structural engineer. And now there's some other consultants getting on board, which we never had in the budget before. Interior designer, landscaping consultant, we've got a waterproofing guy now to do some waterproofing under this extensive garage that they built. Land surveyor, borehole inspection of the building. Just some sundry costs there. We had our projected final cost, we added our VAT, and then we got our total project cost. Add a little bit of other information. The construction area was 540. That was at the time of the approved budget. It's now 610 square meters. That was that extra wing I mentioned earlier. And that is giving us our cost per square meter. In this case, it started off at just over 8 million. Maybe 8,000 rand a square meter. We now up to 12,000. So you can see the project has moved quite a bit. And I'll show you a graph just to point that out to you. Another little bit of information that I've given you here. 3.7 million tradable income. So, going back, that was my crude budget. This next column here, I'm telling you where we stand today. As of January 2013, those are our figures today. And I'll talk about that again in a minute. And our next column here was our previous report. And then we have a column here which is our variance, our cost extras or our cost savings. Sorry, did I say that? Okay, so this variance or cost saving column I've got here, I'll explain the variance between where we are today and what our crude budget is. And you can see there that the building contract has moved about 2.3 million, I think that figure. As I said earlier, there are various ways of preparing cost reports. This is quite a simple way. A client might also say to you, look, it's no good just telling me where we've gone since the crude budget, but I want to know what changes have taken place between last month and this month. And in those cases, you might have to have a fifth column when you explain the movement from month on month. I'll show you an example of that this time. So what I just want to say was that there, I've highlighted the total movement in construction costs right now, crude budget, where we stood when the job started, to where we stand today. And what I've done as well, okay, this is a breakdown of all the builders' work, breakdown of all the provisional sums, and then what I've got here is a variation sheet. And there you'll recognize that figure down the bottom there for those of you who can see. And this is a record of all the site instructions that are issued, and some changes that take place without the site instruction,